What is going on, guys? It's Ben here, bringing you another Clash Royale video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some legendaries, talking about legendaries and everything, but first I want to go over something that I'm very disappointed about. You remember the last few videos, I had a magical chest, or the super magical chest, a magical chest, and a magical chest. Well, last night, I was a little tired. Set my phone down. Like, I have the screen on, and I picked it up and hit the magical chest with my thumb. So now I have to get 2 more magical chests. I'm pretty sure I'm close to another one in the cycle, but it's gonna take a little longer. It's gonna take a little bit longer to get the next magical chest. So I apologize, because I know some of you want to see that opening so bad. They're holding me back. They're holding me back. The Clash Royale, what? Actually, no, that was my own fault. So fortunately that happened. I'm gonna show you guys a replay though. I'm using the double princes though. But what I want to talk about is the legendary cards. I know that they're very hard to get. They are, I would say, decent. But there's 2 ways to look at them. Like, I want to know you guys' opinions, whether you have legendaries or you don't have legendaries. Do you think they're overpowered, and do you think like they're unfair that other people have them, like, and you don't? For like tournaments and stuff like that. So what I'll give you my opinions later. I'll give you 2 sides of it. So basically, the legendaries, they're either really they're really good, but they're most like the good ones are 3 elixir, and they're easy to get like fair elixir trades out of them, if that makes any sense. So the princess, 3 elixir. If you're, you can usually take her out with the goblins or even skeletons, but if you wanted to, you could take her out with arrows and get like an even elixir trade with that. The miner is 3 elixir, so you can kill him with like goblins or whatever. He is annoying at taking out buildings and stuff, but he is 3 elixir. Fair elixir, you could take him out with like less elixir. And then the ice wizard's 3 elixir, but he's in a different category because he usually gets more value than what he's worth because of the pushes he can stop. The Ice Wizard is just a monster at stopping like barbarians, anything in the air really, the minion horde. He's just really good in general. So Ice Wizard I think is a little bit on the heavier side of good cards that you want, because they can just do so much. Because the other legendaries you kind of can get like their value for, if that makes sense. You fair elixir trades. That's what I think. I'm just curious to hear what you guys think. Like, do you think legendaries are overpowered? My personal opinion is the Ice Wizard is the most overpowered legendary. Because he's 3 elixir, he can take shots from mini P.E.K.K.A.s and princes, which at tournament levels, that's a lot because it just stops them in 1 hit. And then he can also like just slow down pushes on the tower like minion hordes, barbarians, and just slows them down completely, where the tower can pretty much take them down. So I think Ice Wizard is the most like OP. The princess is really good, but she can easily be arrowed and taken out. Then the miner does have he's really good as well. He can take like the towers and stuff, but the miner is interesting. It's like kind of situational. And right here you can see, trying to get the 5 legendaries. We have 5 legendaries on the board right now. Trying to get the 6th one out there. Trying to get that princess out there. And then, right about now, we drop the prince. And then we got the princess coming. Bam! We got 6 legendaries. Well, right there is 5. There was 6 with the miner, but either way, like, legendaries just rule tournaments, I think. So, basically, I think for tournaments, it's a little unfair if like you cannot have them and they can. Like, if you guys, I saw Chief Pat's video to kind of talk about this a little bit, about how it doesn't show true skill if not everyone can use the same cards, and I'm in agreement with that. But I'm on more. I think in like more of the terms like has Clash Royale really ever been like true skill though? Because like ever since the game has been, oh whoops, bought my mic there. Ever since the game has been introduced, basically, and I just got destroyed by this push. Oops. Basically, it's been kind of like pay to win for the most part, but that's how usually like majority of games are from like Clash of Clans. You level up faster. Boom Beach, same thing. But Clash Royale, is like in an interesting spot because you can still, there's still like, well, I'd say there's only one. I just think like the legendaries, I don't know, like I didn't formulate these thoughts very well, but like I think the legendaries just add more diversity to like battle decks that you can run. Whereas like if you don't have or if you don't have, or if you do, or I should say if you don't have the legendaries, it kind of limits your battle deck, because at tournament level, like the strongest battle deck that has no legendaries at all would be the Hog Trifecta. That's the strongest one, and that's really the only one without any legendaries that can kind of compete with the others. Because the main ones that have legendaries are like the one that I'm using right now, and it uses 3 of them, and then it's the Miner, my webcam froze, Hog Rider, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Fire Spirits, whatever, something like that, or the Miner when you try and bait the arrows, kind of those, with the Ice Wizard as defense and Princess. So I'm on more of the terms like it adds more diversity, like if you have the legendaries, to the battle decks that you want to use, whereas you're kind of very limited to what you can run if you don't have the legendaries. And it is true that if you spend money though, that you would get like to reap the benefits, but some guys like that, some guys don't. I'd say majority of players do not like that. They want all the same benefits as like a normal, like if you're someone who are not spending money, which makes absolutely sense. But for the person that does spend money, they're like, oh well, I'm willing to pay for it, so I should get like an advantage or whatever, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't even, since I have spent money on the game, like I can see both sides. It's kind of like annoying. If I was like a free-to-play player, it would be annoying to always go up against like Ice Wizard and all this and just say, oh, I can't win against them because I don't have them. I don't know. I'm just curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think Legendary is overpowered? I'm not really one side or the other. I see the glorified both sides because it's a game. It wants to make money, so they add cards that are in the game that are maybe a little bit better than normal cards, and they're a little bit harder to get because you can still get them as a free player. They're just not very common. Like I know, like I get tweets all the time, people getting free legendaries from chest, but it is not very common. Takes quite a bit of time. I've only gotten one free legendary from a chest, and I've been playing for, I don't even know, 6 months maybe. I know you can buy them in the shop once you hit Legendary Arena though, but yeah, they're not very common. They're very hard for free-to-play players to get. Maybe if they made them a little bit easier. I'm not saying they have to make them super easy to get, because they are, I'd say, pretty good cards. But maybe if they make them like a little bit easier to get, that would be a little bit better. Or like maybe for the ladder, I don't think they'd ever do this honestly, but it would be cool. Like for ladder, I'm saying like regular matches. I'm not talking about tournaments, but for tournaments, say that you for tournaments you could build a battle deck that uses any card. That would be sweet, because then it would kind of get rid of the unfairness. But say for the ladder, you have to use the cards that you only have. But that would kind of put it like, probably make people play like, oh, why would I want to play ladder matches? Because that's another thing that I think the team would look at, like, then people would only be playing tournaments because they can use other cards and there would be no benefit to like playing. I guess that makes sense. But it is a game. You gotta make money, so that's just how the world works, pretty much. That's how like any sport is too. Like I was listening to some radio show. It was pretty interesting. Like, yeah, like in the fairness of the game, do they do some stuff? Yes, but like, or do they like? It was for what was it for? It was for like I was listening to it on basketball, and like, you know how for basketball, if it's like within like the last possession, and the person calls a timeout, they'll move the person up to half court. It's to like make sure like the opponent gets like one last shot, and that's for more of like, is it really fair? Not really, but it's more for like spectating, because it makes it interesting for like TV and stuff. And then like say for the NFL, I don't even remember what they said for the NFL, but it's like the sports are the same way. Pretty much the world revolves around money, so if they're not making money, they're not going to do it. But It's interesting. I don't know. Do you guys think Legendary is overpowered or not? That's just my thoughts. In my personal opinion, I think they're balanced, but they have their benefits to have them, because there's not many things that count. Like, I think probably the most overpowered one is Ice Wizard. Princess, pretty fair. Miner sets up a lot of pushes, but there is a way to counter him, or ways around to counter him very easily. Ice Wizard just stops everything pretty much, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I don't know if anything I said made sense. I was just rambling off the top of my head, because I was kind of inspired by Chief Pat's video to talk about it. Other than that, I don't know. Like, I understand both sides, and I get like free-to-play players mad why they get mad if they never get legendaries. I think it would be awesome if they made it a little bit easier to get them. But we don't know if that'll ever happen. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash Royale videos. And that really was a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later.